Hi, my name's Phil from Fun2Fix and welcome to my channel and welcome to part 8 of my Ferrari build. In this episode we're going to look at fitting the front bumper, the wheel spacers and lots of other jobs as well. Stay tuned! For more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on those notifications, and if you do like it then give me that thumbs up, and if you want to support my channel then go to my Patreon, which is scrolling down the bottom below. Let's get started. Back on the bodywork, and this time we're going to work on what's known as the roll bar surround. So this is the piece that sits just behind the headrests of the driver and the passenger, and I previously cut these holes out, which was in a previous video, and we're going to insert what is fake roll bars into these holes to give it that Ferrari 430 look. The kit comes with a roll bar surround mounting frame which is bolted to the back of the MR2, and then the roll bar surround itself is then screwed into this, as can be seen here. This is looking from the back of the car towards the front. Once I was happy with the mounting of the roll bar surround, I had to take it off again because we need to do another cutout, and that's this one marked here. And this one is so that we have access to the original MR2 roof release catch. This hole is then cut out and then sanded down to make it look neater than it does here. When I test fitted the original roof release catch, I found that it was very tight to get your hand in that hole and pull the catch to release the roof. So what I've done here, as you can see with the silver brackets, I've just extended the catch out a little bit. That makes it much easier to get your hands onto the catch to release it. So here we see the supplied roll bar. These are by no means a roll bar. They are basically made of plastic, and all they're there for is to get covered in leather and make it look like an original Ferrari 430. As you can see, they're mounted through the two holes that were previously cut out in the surround and are mounted onto the metal support plate underneath. And here we can see both roll hoops test fitted. Next, took a look at fitting the Z flap. So these are little pieces here that are shaped when you look from the end like a Z, and they just fill in a small gap that's left between the pod above when you have the roof down. When you have the roof up, obviously the roof comes through this little piece, so it's not needed. So you need something that you can move in and out, and move out the way when you want to put the roof up and put back in place when the roof's down. To make this work, firstly we need to make a bracket that looks like this. We then mount that bracket onto a standard cabinet hinge like so. We'll then need to cut out a little piece of the roll bar surround right at the ends as shown here, so the pencil marks is the area that I'm going to cut out. Which looks like this when cut. We can then drill some holes and mount the cabinet hinge like so. We can then bond the Z flap onto the plate and making sure it's aligned by using a clamp while the bond dries. Time to test fit the wheels, and to do that you're going to need to get the spacers on. So this is a two-part spacer, I think I mentioned this earlier. So the first part, the inner part, mounts on to the hub, and then the outer part mounts onto the inner part, allowing you to fit the wheels onto the car using the studs that are shown here. This is a rear wheel spacer. And this one's a front wheel spacer, which isn't as big as the rear wheel. I don't have the measurements for these, so sorry guys. And yes, the calipers are a mess, but don't worry, I will clean those and paint those before we get this car sorted. Time to mount the front bumper for the first time. The actual supplied front clip does have a couple of threads hanging through the bottom, as can be seen by these arrows. So what you need to do is cut out some holes in the front bumper which are indented, so they are kind of marked. Here you can see the holes have now been drilled. I also noticed I would need to cut out a couple of slots like so to get round the headlight bracket. And then the front bumper could be fitted, and wow, it just changes the whole shape of the car when this is fitted. It looks amazing. The supplied rear end of the kit has a big cutout in this area where you can see the white board. This is for the heat of the exhaust to come through, and so you don't really want fiberglass in that place there. So what I did, I got hold of some of this dye bond board and cut out a shape to cover that area so that it's covered off and you can't see the exhaust. What I wanted with my build was that the fake engine would lift up when you lift up the rear deck. So to do that, what you need to do is attach a couple of hinges to the back of the fake engine and mount it to that dye bond board that I just installed. So here I've drilled up 3 holes after marking where the hinges want to go. I then bolted 2 plastic hinges so that they don't rust and leave stains in the back onto the fake engine, and then mounted the other side of the hinges to the board that I just fitted at the back of the car. Using a couple of straps, I can then connect the front of the fake engine to the bottom of the rear deck, so that when you lift that up, it'll lift up the fake engine as well. So before I send the car away to be painted, I thought I would test fit the supplied door cards. These need the armrest to be fitted to the door card, and also you need to cut out and install the original MR2 door handle so you can open and close the doors from inside the car. I have also cut out and installed the main speaker and the tweeter into the door cards because I'm having a decent sound system in my car as well. The door pocket also needs to be installed on the lower part of the door card. Don't worry about this looking rough at the moment. This is all going to go to the trimmers and all be leather trimmed. So now it's nearly time to take the car to the body shop. So I looked at some prices to have the actual car lifted and delivered to the body shop and returned, and it was a lot of money. So I thought, well, I might as well just buy myself a cheap trailer and I can just sell it afterwards and probably not lose any money on it at all. So here is the trailer that I bought, which had to be quite a wide trailer to take what is going to be a Ferrari sized car. Now when I tried to load the car onto the trailer, the back wheels were too wide and they were catching this lip here. So I just cut it off with an angle grinder. So my trailer is now ready for the car to be put on. So let's take one last look at her before she goes off to the body shop. load her up. And away she goes. Next time I see her, she'll be painted. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give it that big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until the next time, take care.